Hello, my name is Craig Siegel and welcome to Video Chats. Today we're speaking with Kayla Jutzi, who's an instructional designer at Tulane University. I last sat down with Kayla when she was an instructional designer, actually a lead instructional designer here at Columbia College Chicago, where I'm employed. Kayla mentions using several project management tools. The top ones were Airtable, Microsoft Planner, Asana, Box, which is a document filing system, and Zoom. Kayla mentioned the importance of joining professional organizations. Some that she recommended were Online Learning Consortium, OLC, University Professionals Continuing Education Association, UPSIA, and EdSurge. Amongst others, 4 great pieces of advice Kayla gave were: be willing to learn and adapt, practice organizational skills, develop professional contacts with other IDs, and use project management and include it in your portfolio. I thought this one was poignant. We'll take a listen to our conversation. Hi, Kayla. Thanks for taking the time to speak with me. In my class on project management, we're working about the integration of project management and instructional design and how it helps foster development of instructional design element. And so if you could just introduce yourself, where you work and your background, and about what kind of work you do.
Yeah, sure. So I'm Kayla Jutzi. I'm an instructional designer at Tulane University in New Orleans, Louisiana. I have been an ID since the fall of 2016. Prior to that, I worked as a student support, kind of in the administrative side at a university in Washington, D.C., and that's how I fell into instructional design. And right now, I work with faculty to build online courses. So I have about 20 per 15 to 20 per course cycle. And they take a course development workshop. And so my job is to guide them through the course build process and then give them feedback on their work as they submit it through the workshop.
When you were studying, did you have any background working with project management, or when did you first get introduced to project management?
So I have a graduate certificate in instructional design, and project management was not a part of my program. And the reason I have a certificate is because I already had a master's in higher ed. So at that point, when I decided to go back to school, I thought the certificate would be enough. And luckily it was to get me a job. But project management wasn't something that we really talked about until I became a professional in the field. So my formal training in project management is pretty limited.
So what softwares at Tulane, did they already have a system that you all use, or did you choose your own? Or?
Yeah, they were using Airtable when I arrived, which is a tool I used at Columbia College as well, which was a really easy transition. And we use Airtable to manage our workshop lists. So for each development cycle, we have a list of who's going to go through the workshop, what course they're going to build, who's their program director, their email address, things like that. We'll also store any sort of notes that we have in their course URLs, so we know how to find them in Canvas. I've heard that, even though I don't have a formal background in project management, I thought it would be really important to have some sort of roadmap of where we're going every cycle, because every academic year has 3 semesters, fall, spring, and summer.
Yep.
And we have to do the same things every single time. And we just had months of when we would do them. The biggest part of that process that is the hardest to manage is who does what and when it gets done, because we don't have a director in our department. We just report to the associate dean of academic affairs.
Oh, how many people are in your department?
4.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's 2 instructional designers that work on courses and 2 media instructional designers.
So is the project Airtable, is that used for accountability, or does it actually help you when you're working with a professor, which would, I guess, would be the SME in the
Um,
situation?
so it helps with accountability. Like if we have projects, like special projects, if somebody's going to create a checklist about something, or if somebody's working on a course template or a new syllabus, then it's very basic. We just put in what's the project, who's responsible for it, and when we want it to be due. We use Box as our document management tool.
For managing documents.
For managing that document. And I have a one sheet kind of feedback checklist. And it has just a simple table in a Word doc, and it's just one box for every module. And I track like the revisions that I need for each module.
So how does that process match up with Airtable, which is your project management tool?
It does not.
And what kind of communication? So we keep hearing in our class, communication is, 80% of project management is about communication. So what kind of communication processes do you have set up in your office? Again, you're only at 4 people, and then you have your supervisor. Is it mostly just one-on-one meetings, or do you use a different software to keep in touch?
Yeah, so we do actually, I just remembered, so we use the Airtable to track their progress each week and whether or not they're on track or how many weeks they're behind. So we put that in there. And then we have a meeting with the program directors every week for each program to let them know how far along people are, how they're doing, if we have any questions for them, like, what do you think about this content? And that's a really nice backup, because oftentimes it's just this me and I have no idea about. Directors serve as the faculty supervisors. So oftentimes when things aren't going well, I'm still the good guy in the process. And then the program directors have to step in and manage them and make sure, like, okay, this needs to be done, or we're cutting the course, or we're going to push it back.
Right. But you can share a screen and probably do everything you do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So we do mostly, we have like a in-person meeting every quarter where my boss will come down to our office and we'll sit in the conference room and talk about things. And
will your supervisor look at the Airtable, or is the Airtable basically for you and your colleagues to make sure that things are done?
Yeah, the Airtable is for everyone. The program directors also report to her, so that's nice. Like, we're a pretty, kind of flat structure. And so we go to the program directors to say, hey, this person needs to get done. Can you please help us out with this? And the good thing is like, it's either ready for this term or it's not.
Students in instructional design, how important do you think it is that they study project management, or know about project management, or have familiarity with the tool? Or what is your thought on that?
I think if you're going to be in corporate instructional design, it's a must-have, because they're not bound by an academic schedule like we are. And so the idea that you would work on a project management system and you'd have tools in place and you'd, have all of those techniques that they teach you about, that's super helpful. For an academic institution, we have the benefit of having the academic calendar. So we know that things have to get done by a certain date, or they launch or they don't launch. I think if you're going to be working on other types of projects within higher ed, project management is still helpful.
Is Planner more collaborative than Airtable?
I think so. Yeah.
So maybe you need both things, or?
That's what, we would use both. So the Airtable was kind of a behind the scenes way for us to track where each module was in the course. And then the planner was how we collaborated with the faculty to talk about revisions and document management. Whether or not that's a perfect system, I don't know, because obviously I'm not an expert in this area, but it worked really well for us.
Now, organizations that you're a member of in the instructional design world that you think is helpful for a student studying this?
Yeah, so UPSIA I'm a member of, and they have an e-design kind of group that does a lot of virtual professional development. C is really awesome. I'm not a member of it though, because it's just expensive. I do something which I don't know if it's open to students, but it's worth looking into. It's called The Loop with EdSurge. And basically there are 30-minute video chats every Friday with other instructional designers in higher ed.
Wow.
Yeah. And so like today I had a really awesome 30-minute chat with a woman at Western Governors University, and she has a similar role that I'm hoping to move into soon. So I was asking her lots of questions about how they manage that.
And is there any other suggestions you have for instructional designers and in the realm of project management?
I would say add that piece to your portfolio and get as much experience as you can. Try to, like what you learn in this project management course, try to use it on other course projects in your program, and then showcase that in your portfolio. So it's not just about what you were able to build and how you built it, but it's the tool that you use to keep yourself on track in the project.
Great idea. Well, thanks so much. It's been great, and good luck, and we'll
Yeah.
talk to you later.
All right.